Hello student, this is my first video lecture on class 9 ICSE syllabus for the subject geography. The topic that I have selected for the discussion is Earth as a planet. So before I start the discussion, let me go through the contents in detail. Number 1, position of Earth in our solar system. Number 2, why Earth is a unique planet. Number 3, shape of the Earth. Number 4, proof of the Earth's shape. Number 5, distribution of land and water. Number 6, realms of the Earth. In the earlier day, it was believed that Earth was the center of the universe and all the heavenly bodies of the universe are moving around it. But this kind of thinking or theory have no proper scientific basis. Later, it was discovered by the people like Nicolaus Copernicus, Galileo Galilei that Earth is not the center of the universe. Rather, Earth is part of a solar system in which there is a sun in the center and all the planets are revolving around the sun in a fixed path, as you can see in this diagram. Now, their concept got further elaborated and further modified with the introduction of astronomical hierarchy. According to this hierarchy, the biggest unit is universe, composed of billions of galaxies. Now, each galaxy have millions of stars like sun. Some of the stars or stars like sun have solar system in which there is sun in the center and planets revolving around it. The galaxy to which our solar system belongs is known as Milky Way galaxy. This is the picture of our universe, where you can see at a black background there are large number of bright dots. Each dot represents a universe. Our solar system, as I said you earlier, our solar system is part of Milky Way galaxy. According to International Astronomical Union, our solar system composed of 8 planets, as you can see in the picture. The sun is at the center and 8 planets are revolving around the sun in a fixed path. Now, position wise, if I say, number 1 is Mercury, number 2 is Venus, then come Earth. After Earth we have Mars, then we have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Previously, Pluto was also included as a part of the solar system, but later it was eliminated because it does not fulfill all the criteria that a planet should have. Now, these are dwarf planets. Dwarf planet means they are like planet, but they does not fulfill all the criteria that a planet must have. These planets, their orbit intercept the orbit of the other planet. The example of dwarf planets are Makemake, Juno, Ceres, Eris and Pluto. That means we can say that this planet has not cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. As again I repeat, their orbit intersect the orbit of their neighboring planet. Now, why Earth is a unique planet? Among all the planets that exist in our solar system, why Earth is a unique planet? The answer is very simple, that Earth support life. Earth have life. As you can see in this picture, Earth have variety of life. Now, what are the essential conditions that make life possible on the Earth? First condition is optimum distance. Earth is at an optimum distance from the Sun. It is neither too far or not too near. On the date of aphelion, it is at a distance of 15.2 crore kilometer approximately. And on the date of perihelion, that is on 3rd January, the minimum distance between Earth and Sun is 14.7 crore kilometer. The average distance between Sun and Earth is 150 million kilometer. So this picture shows that Earth is at an optimum distance from the Sun. Now the average temperature of the Earth is around 17 degrees centigrade, which is very much ideal for supporting life. Earth have a life supporting atmosphere which composed of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide and other gases. Now, why these gases are important or how they make atmosphere suitable to support life. Like you see, oxygen important for breathing and burning. Without breathing, no living being can survive. Nitrogen control burning or combustion. Carbon dioxide is important for photosynthesis and also prevent loss of heat from the Earth's surface. And beside all this, atmosphere of Earth is thick enough to protect us from harmful solar flares. Abundant water. Earth is also known as blue planet or watery planet because as you can see in this picture, it is appearing blue from the space. Now the question is why it is appearing blue or why it is called watery planet, because 70% of the planet is covered by water bodies. Among the water bodies, oceans are the biggest water bodies that control the climatic condition on the planet. Water cycle. As I said you earlier, oceans are also responsible for controlling water cycle, which is very much essential for supporting life. What is water cycle? From water bodies, evaporation takes place. After evaporation, there is condensation, result in the formation of cloud. From cloud, we have precipitation. Now, these precipitations fall both on the land surface and ocean surface. The part that is falling on the land surface is ideal for the plant. Without this water, plant cannot grow. And part of the precipitation is falling on the river. That water is utilized for growing crop by means of irrigation and also used for generating electricity. So if there is no precipitation, it will be very difficult for human being to survive. And if there is no water cycle, there is no question of precipitation. So we can say that water cycle is very much essential for survival of not only human being but also other kinds of life. Now, why other planets do not support life? Very simple. They are either very close to Sun like Venus, which make them very hot, or they are very far like Neptune, which make them very cold. The planet like Jupiter, Saturn do not have any surface. They are simply a ball of gas, as they are Jovian planet composed of gases. Other planets do not have well-developed atmosphere. Either they are thin or they do not have any life-supporting gases. So for all this reason, other planets do not support life. Earth is the only known planet in our solar system which support life. Now some important notes that you have to go through. It is simply a summary of whatever I have taught you still now. Now, shape of the Earth. Now, all of us know that Earth is like a sphere or Earth is like a ball. But what actually This shape this shape is named as oblate spheroid. Now why it is called so? Because if you see in the diagram, you will find that circumference of the earth around equator is more in comparison to circumference of the earth around north pole and south pole. That means earth have bulge around the equator and it is flattened towards the pole. This kind of shape is known as oblate spheroid, like a egg or orange, or it is also known as geoid. Now proof of the earth shape. What are the proof that shape of the earth is technically an oblate spheroid? All celestial bodies are spherical. Whatever celestial bodies that you are seeing in the night sky or known to us have circular outline. Whether it is sun, moon and planets, all have circular outline. Since earth too belong to the same system, so earth is also spherical in shape. Circumnavigation of the earth. The circumnavigation of the earth is done by Ferdinand Magellan. He is a voyager from Spain and this was the first voyage around the world. Previously, people have wrong concept. They believe that earth is flat, but this concept was changed after circumnavigation of the earth. What is circumnavigation? Circumnavigation means to go around a spherical object like earth or other astronomical body without changing the direction. As you can see in this picture, a direction has been shown, a route has been shown through which this circumnavigation of the earth is done. And after this, after this circumnavigation has been done by some other people also, and it is proved that earth is spherical in shape. This is an important notes on circumnavigation. Student can go through. Like circumnavigation is what? Is the complete navigation around an entire island, continent or astronomical body. The first circumnavigation of earth was done by Magellan Elcano, which sailed from Seville, Spain in 1519 and returned in 1522 after crossing the Atlantic, Pacific and Indian Ocean. Time and again, people traveling around the world in different directions came back to the same starting point. This proved the spherical shape of the earth. Now, if you observe the horizon, that means the imaginary line where sky seems to be meeting the water bodies, that is the ocean, the horizon will appear circular. Why it is so? Because earth is spherical in shape. You can see over here I have written, as viewed from the deck of a ship, the horizon appeared to be circular in shape. Bedford level experiment. Now what is this? This experiment was conducted at the surface of the Bedford Canal, where vertical poles are inserted at an interval of 5 km, and then an observer used a telescope to look from the top of the first pole towards the third pole. For example, over here the first pole is A, so the observer tried to look to the pole C from the pole A. Now what happens? When the observer tried to look, he found that middle pole was about 1.8 meter above the other two, as appearing in the figure 5. That means pole B is 1.8 meter above the other two poles, A and C. Now why it happened? It because the earth is spherical in shape. If the earth's surface were flat, then the middle pole would not have appeared higher, as shown in figure 2. All poles would have appeared at the same height. All the poles A, B, C would have appeared at the same height if the earth is not spherical in shape. Now, aerial photography. In the modern days, we all know that satellites are orbiting the Earth. Artificial satellites made by human beings orbiting the Earth. The photograph taken by those satellites prove that Earth is spherical in shape. Now our next topic is distribution of land and water. Now, if you observe this map, you will find that I have over here two hemispheres were shown. One is northern hemisphere, another one is southern hemisphere. Now, northern hemisphere have more land and southern hemisphere have more water bodies, that is ocean. So this kind of arrangement is known as antipodal arrangement. What is antipodal arrangement? That land and water are directly opposite on the earth surface. That means northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere are opposite to each other. Northern hemisphere have more land and southern hemisphere have more water. So we can say that land and water bodies are directly opposite to each other. This is called antipodal arrangement. Now I will talk about realms of the earth or the earth sphere. There are four recognized spheres on the earth: atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere. The interaction of these three spheres result in the formation of the fourth sphere, the life supporting sphere where life exists, is known as biosphere. Now in the upcoming slides I am going to discuss about each spheres in detail. The first sphere is lithosphere. Now, lithosphere composed of continental crust and oceanic crust, and we human beings along with different kind of species we live on the continental crust. Besides that, you can also find life in the ocean, in the water, but the variation of life is more in continental crust in comparison to the oceanic bodies or oceanic crust. Hydrosphere. Now, Earth is the only planet in our solar system which have abundant water on its surface, and this water is very much essential for the existence of life. Without water, it is next to impossible for the life to exist, and water exists in three states: solid, liquid and gaseous. And ocean is the largest part of hydrosphere that not only moderate temperature but also maintain water cycle. Actually, the word hydrosphere is derived from the Greek word where hydro means water and sphere means surface. Similarly, lithosphere, the word lithosphere is also derived from the Greek word where lithos means rock and sphere means surface. Now the third realm or the third layer is atmosphere. We all know that atmosphere is a blanket of air surrounding the Earth's surface. As I said you earlier, that our atmosphere composed of important gases, which is very much essential for the existence of life. Besides all this, atmosphere also acts as a blanket in preventing us from the harmful UV rays of the sun. And ozone layer plays an important role regarding this. What is the role of ozone layer in protecting us from UV ray? That I will discuss in the upcoming unit of atmosphere. Not only that, atmosphere also protects us from the burning meteors that are about to hit the Earth's surface. If you see the diagram, you can see that mesosphere is that layer of atmosphere that protects us from meteors, and stratosphere is that layer that protects us from harmful UV ray, because stratosphere contains essential ozone gas. Now, the fourth layer, biosphere. As I said you earlier, this layer is formed due to interaction of three layers: lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. And solar energy is the essential source of energy input to this layer. Now this layer have variety of life. It has bird in the air, it has animals on the surface, it has animal within the ground. All the part where animal exists is part of biosphere. Now let us do more discussion about this layer in detail. First of all, biosphere is the sphere of life which spreads all over the other three spheres. Like I said you, atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. This term was first used by an Austrian geologist named Eduard Suess. Now, what does biosphere do? Biosphere supplies the essential requirements of life. For all the species, it supplies essential requirements. What are the requirements? Light, heat, water, food and living space or habitats. Biosphere is divided into small units known as ecosystem. Now, in each ecosystem, there exists a mutual interaction between the living organism as well as between living organism and non-living organisms. All forms of life are interact in a sustaining system known as environment in the biosphere. Now, in a biosphere, a balance is maintained through different cycle of oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, heat and water. Nitrogen cycle. What is nitrogen cycle? In short, I will tell you, it is the process by which atmospheric nitrogen get converted into various compound of nitrogen, and again those compound of nitrogen get denitrified to form nitrogen gas. As you can see in the picture, the nitrogen gas get converted into NH3, that is ammonium, NH3 that is ammonia, NO2 that is nitric oxide by means of nitrogen fixation, amplification, etc. And again those compounds get converted into nitrogen gas by means of denitrifying bacteria. Next is oxygen cycle. This cycle is very much important for the existence of life. How it happen? You see, plant absorb carbon dioxide for the purpose of photosynthesis and they leave out oxygen. That oxygen is utilized by various living beings for their survival. Number 3, carbon dioxide, carbon cycle, sorry, carbon cycle. Carbon cycle is also like nitrogen cycle, where carbon dioxide get converted into various compounds. It is absorbed by plants, and then when again the plant decay, when we burn the fossil fuel in the universe, and again carbon dioxide gas get released in the atmosphere. So this all I have to discuss about the first topic. Hopefully you have understand. If you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe, because if you subscribe the channel, you will get the notification as soon as I upload any new video. And if you have any kind of problem in understanding the topic, you can make a message in my WhatsApp number, or you can put comment at the bottom of my channel. Thank you.